A term or phrase for speaking as clearly as possible to non-experts. How can I describe the difficulty of somebody who is trying to explain something to people who are not in his/her professional field, and is afraid of using professional terms that will be unclear to his/her listeners? In my native language, I would say, it is hard to go out of the professional circle. How can I say it in English? An example. I have tried my best to explain this subject as clearly as possible, but it is hard to underscore. I do not think my question is a duplicate because I looked for a term expressing a difficulty of explaining. I didn't get a direct answer, so I deduced there is no such a term.
Speak in plain language. Language that is clear and easy to understand, with no ambiguity or unnecessarily difficult words. Use plain language instead of jargon. A booklet summarizing the scheme in plain language. Collins Dictionary.
Hard to explain in layman's terms. Simple language that anyone can understand. Merriam-Webster.
Plain English. I have tried my best to explain this subject as clearly as possible, but it is hard to express in plain English. I would fully support the answer from Svarth's. Layman's terms is an excellent phrase to describe just this. I have, however, spent almost 20 years doing what you describe in your question, trying to explain technical information to laypersons, and some of them take offense at the term. It's not any fault of the terminology. Someone who doesn't know what layman means may consider it condescending. I've never used it in that manner. I've had to beg the forgiveness of people to save contracts because they thought I was using some insulting computer jargon. It's actually an ecclesiastical term, referring to someone who is unordained preaching a sermon. Because of this, unless I know my audience, I do make sure to use nothing but very plain English. Not talking to small children English, just plain English. And I have found it is best to refer to it in such terms.
This may have an unintended condescending tone if used with your peers, or it may be intended as a pejorative, but normally it would be acceptable to come down to another's level if there are chances that they won't understand you if you speak the way you'd normally do. I have tried my best to explain this subject as clearly as possible, but it is hard to come down to the level of non-professionals.
Take